since I blew, they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long. I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex-slick, then hit with the. Back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things, pull out the VIP. Suck to a nut, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
All right, Coach, coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. We cut it in. Watch the glass. Watch the safety creep. Slam.
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. Wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
The
last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On second down, Eckler. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Taylor. Allen's got it complete. He'll have a first down past the 40. A big play there for L.A. 41 yards.
All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler. his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A nice run by him, don't get me wrong, but the blocking up front was a thing of beauty.
I think for an opening drive, how about that for an exclamation point? Just what you said. Good blocking, good vision, and he accelerated to the end zone.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Cousins completes it to the fullback, Ham. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Joey Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Travis Benjamin deep for the Chargers. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. What a great surprise Austin Eckler has turned out to be. That's the kid that was undrafted out of Western State, signed with the Chargers in 2017, and then last season, 554 yards at 5.2 yards per carry, and then he was also effective catching the football. 39 receptions, over 400. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20. Touchdown, LA. Austin Eckler, 82 yards. And the Chargers get the quick strike touchdown. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Here we go.
Cousins gives way to Cook, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Cousins. And Diggs has it. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
First down, Vikings.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Throwing his Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Give to Cook out of the gun. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. That'll be complete to Cook. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The Charger drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Running on first down, Eckler. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Right. He's done right here.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Single, 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 single.
Now Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He's got his man. This is Doxson. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. On the carry, it's Cook. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Come on, QB, come on.
Off the play fake, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 31-yard line.
And the Vikings first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And this is Cook with the grab. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Cousins. He's going to take a shot for the ends, and that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs as the first half is winding down, and the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Bailey, and it makes the score 21-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Taylor going to throw again. Benjamin's got it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
6 man. Check girls. Check.
Cousins to throw it. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Desmond King there on the coverage. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Let's go. Get the flag. Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the run. Watch the run. Off. Right there.
Now Taylor to throw again. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a first.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. And I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
On second and 9, Taylor, he'll get this to Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, first down.
And the Chargers, first
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Taylor. He completes it to Henry. 23 yards the pickup there. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it, and this score will stay right where it is. So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
Cousins on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Cousins. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs, 82 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point try by Bailey. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now a toss play to Eckler. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL.
That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Taylor now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Going on the ground with Eckler. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Check the backer, check the backer.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Taking it in from the 20. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
That's it, baby. We go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. After the sack on first down, Cousins, left side caught by Diggs. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. Give them the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy. There again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Good route here.
Play action now. Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Thomas Davis, his second sack of the night.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. And he can't quite pick it. No interceptions so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Now Benjamin can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
This is a counter play. Eckler. The tackle there by Stephen Weatherly.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
It's Eckler again. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Ty Long now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. This is fielded at the 7. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 23 yards on the play.
First down.
Rhino! Patrick. Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up. Check 99. Check 99. Check 37. Check 37. Hot.
First down. Here's Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
Hey, watch it, watch.
On second down, Cousins again. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Desmond King there on the coverage. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Cousins, and he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. To throw, Cousins, and Diggs has it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. I know, easy.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Again, it's Cousins. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now Cousins. It's hauled in by Doxson. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. From the red zone now, Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Desmond King there on the coverage. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa. And the Charger defense stands tall and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They'll run here with Eckler. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Eckler. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. Now the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here is Eckler. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Badgley able to punch this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing is Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just